Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. I won't take up too much of your time on this intro. I just finished editing the video from my trip home from Poolesville, Maryland, for the National Drive Electric Week event last year. It was the second week, I think, maybe the third week in September of 2019. So yeah, obviously this one's another video right out of the vault that I wasn't sure I was going to release, but here it is anyway for you guys. And to warn you, again, it's kind of boring. It's really not that great. Again, I know I'm really not a very good YouTuber at all, but I didn't get any of the normal B-roll, as they call it, I guess. Most of this video is just more data and facts. This was still part of the initial testing phase of my T-Rex camper and the Model X. I was just very nervous about it working or not. In hindsight, in the end, it all worked out great. Spoiler, the car didn't work out great, but at least my connection, the range extending part of everything worked great. As you'll see, that scared the crap out of me. The air compressor just turned on. But anyways, as you'll see in this video, I did have a little hiccup at the supercharger. I still, to this day, do not know why that happened, because it's never happened since. I think it just might have been a glitch or an issue at that one supercharger. But I have supercharged the T-Rex camper and the Model X probably 100 times. And it's worked flawlessly every single time except for this once. So not sure why exactly it happened in here. Just thought I'd throw that out there while you're watching this video, just in case there's somebody out there who has words to say about what I did. But everything else has been great. Just happened that once. Don't know why it happened. All right, this intro is already getting way too long. Enjoy the video, guys. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm still on my little road trip down south. So on Friday, I drove all the way from Ithaca to Poolesville, and then I camped at the event before anybody showed up. I got there at like 3:30 in the morning. So I was there for the event all day yesterday, had a blast. The camper and X were really, really popular, and it kept me pretty busy talking all day long. Then after the event, I went over to a Bass Pro shop, and they're listed on one of the, I think it's Allstays. It's like one of the apps that you can use to find places to stay in your teardrop or small camper. And they're listed as a place that you can stay in their parking lot. So I did, had no problems. Got a great night's sleep in the T-Rex camper, and woke up this morning feeling rested and good. So now I'm heading to Allentown to attend the Allentown event. That event unfortunately runs noon to 5, which kind of sucks for timing because I'm going to be there really soon and it's only 10 o'clock. So I'm going to sit in the parking lot and hang out. The schedule also conflicts with watching my Bills games. They play at 1, so I'm going to miss a bit of them slaying Cincinnati, unfortunately. And I have a habit of saying things are perfect before the end, but at the risk of screwing something up, I'm gonna say it anyway. Like, I've had a great trip. This camper tows so perfectly behind the Model X. I barely even know it's there. The car is taking all of this so well, like better than I expected. This Model X is just taking this power and not complaining whatsoever. It's been awesome. So it's really cool. Like, I think this is a product that is very usable. I think a lot of people who camp and travel would love something like this. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Fast Lane Car, but that's another YouTube channel, and they just bought a Model X, I think just a month or a couple months ago or something like that, and they've been putting it through its paces, testing it out, seeing how far they can go, doing road trips and polling. In their last video, they towed a camper a few states away, and it sounds like they, or at least the father, was getting pretty frustrated with the inadequacies of the Model X in range and towing, which is just too bad. Like, I think it's a great car. It tows really well. I did reach out to them to talk to them about what I have going on. I haven't heard back yet. Hopefully we can set up something to meet, maybe middle of the country or something, before winter. But I think they would really love what I did with this T-Rex camper. It's just so useful for families or road trips of any kind. It's really nice. So I'm getting closer to Allentown. I gotta show you the display. I'm looking at the energy graph. Basically, the car seems like it might be trying to correct its algorithms, but just like the RAV4, it thinks this is regen. So pretty normal stuff. It's not freaking out. But that's it for now. I'll flip the camera around and show you this graph that I'm talking about. This graph indicates pretty much what I've seen the entire trip so far. All of my little segments have gone pretty much just like this, where the car estimates what I'll have when I get there based on whatever algorithms it has and uses. But with the T-Rex feeding power to the car, obviously I end up with a better trip than they predict. So just wanted to show you guys this before I park. I got to get off at this exit, and then I'll show you guys the trip info. All right, I just got to the supercharger. It's only been a few minutes, but I don't know what's going on and why I'm only getting 8 kilowatts. I'm waiting for that to hopefully jump up. I routed here using navigation, which I'm told heats the battery, prepares the battery for the best possible charge. So very odd that I'm getting such a low kilowatt. Just wait for it to jump. But anyways, so here's my consumption. Right now for the last 30 miles, I'm averaging 182 watt hours per mile, and the projected range is 350 miles. So this is where I think it starts to get maybe a little more accurate. We'll see. And then over here I have 211 miles according to that display, but yet projected is 350. So that's interesting. And go to trips. So I haven't reset the trip A in a while, but it has been reset a couple times along this whole trip and everything with the T-Rex. So 282 miles is what I've done since the last time I reset it. Use 65 kilowatt hours and averaging 233 watt hours per mile. This is my current odometer, so this is everything I've done so far, and this number has been dropping, obviously, because my average is going down because of the help from the T-Rex. When I started this whole trip, my watt hour per mile was about 308, something like that, so you can see how it's been dropping. But speaking of being low, man, what is going on with my kilowatt hour? Another Tesla just got here. So this is the way to reserve 4A and 4B. There's no pull-in spot at the supercharger station here in Allentown, so I had to pull straight. Thankfully, I was able to do that with just the setup of the parking lot. But yeah, I think maybe I should try a different charger. I'll just pull up and try this one. This is really weird. So for the first time on this trip, I'm getting some supercharging weirdness. I just pulled forward from that station to this one, and it started jumping right up and then stopped. And actually, you got a message saying supercharging stopped. So then I restarted it again, and it is up to 49 kilowatts. And there's another white Model 3 here, but the first Model 3, the woman just said she was getting 77. So I wonder if the mothership is doing some calculations and wondering what I'm doing with power. I don't know, but I'm supercharging now. Oh, charging stopped again. Shit. I'll turn off T-Rex and see if that changes anything. I actually didn't have to turn off the T-Rex, which is just my button right here. It stopped supercharging and then just started back up again. So I'm still only getting 48 kilowatts, but it's going at least. This is a really busy location here in Allentown. I need to get out of the way. I just charged to 80% and I'm taking up 3 spots, and I think I saw, yeah, somebody over there is waiting, so I gotta get out of here. The charging went fine. I don't know what was going on, why it was doing that. That's the first time that I've seen that in this whole trip. So hopefully everything continues to be fine. Just odd that that was stopping and starting. But onward, I'm going to go to the Drive Electric event now here in Allentown. So maybe I'll see you guys there. Well, I made it to National Drive Electric Week in Allentown. I am the second one here. That one is that car right there. However you get to that. That car is the car of the guy who's setting all this stuff up. So I'm actually just giving him some help because he doesn't have any volunteers to help him set up. So we're putting some signs up. Hey guys, again, I don't have my gimbal with me, so hopefully you can tolerate the jumping around. But it's time to hit the road again. I just left the event here in Allentown. Awesome event, great people, good turnout. It was a lot of fun. And I'm just leaving Target. Just got some fresh water for the long drive. So now I'm gonna head home, and I think I can do it straight. Once I get back inside the car, I'll show you guys the numbers of where I'm at right now. But I think I should be able to drive straight from Allentown all the way back to Ithaca without stopping to charge at all. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to make this really quick because it is hot outside. You can see it says 90 degrees, and I just had to turn the air conditioning off because I noticed that in some of the other videos, just having the vents blow air was making really bad wind noise on the microphone on the phone. So here is my trip, 184 miles. Yeah, that should be, yeah, duh, that's no problem at all. The car says right now that I have 250-mile range just with the car. So, and I probably have double that, or maybe a little less than double that. So, yeah, this should be no problem at all. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes, and I'll take another film when I get home. Stretch. I just passed the halfway mark, and as you can tell by this graph, more of the same. If you look at the gray, they actually raised it for some reason, but when I first started this trip, the very end of that gray line, I can't point because I'm driving, was 0. So it was predicting that I was going to arrive home with nothing left. And as you can see, it was wrong. So it's estimating now 23%, and that number just keeps climbing. And you can look over here. I have 153 miles remaining, according to this. It is 86 degrees. It's finally cooling down, but it's been 90 plus all day. So I've had the air conditioning blasting, and you can see right there, I have 68 miles left, hour and 12 minutes. So as long as these last 68 miles continue to be as good as the last 1,000-ish miles, I think I'll be home free. But it's working, and I think I'm home free. Hey guys, just pulled up my driveway, so I wanted to quickly film this before it disappears, because sometimes it just seems like it disappears after a trip. So as you can see, I started off, it's not super clear. It might be 64% battery, something like that. And I ended with 31% battery. And that was a 150-mile segment of my overall, of this whole trip. So I want to do some math once I get inside and figure out how much I've used. So if I went 150 miles on 30% of the battery, how much total range do I have? It might be an easy way to calculate this instead of doing a really long range test. So if I go over to trip, you can see these are my numbers that I'm getting for this trip with this trailer. So trip A, you can see, is 467 miles, and that was probably a little more than half. In total, I think I just probably put on about another 700 miles on the car, and I still don't even have I still have my temporary registration up there. I don't even have the official registration. Then you can see I use 109 kilowatt hours, and it's estimating my watt hour per mile as 234 with the T-Rex camper. So pretty amazing. This thing is just working really, really well. Let me show you what I have 2,797 miles on this car, and I bought it like 3 weeks ago. It's crazy. And so then you can see I still have 99 miles is the rated range that I have here right now. And actually, let's see, consumption. So right now, this is a 30 mile average, and it's averaging 198 watt hours per mile. So it's saying instead of 99 miles, projected range is 153. Pretty interesting trip. I'm gonna get outside, walk around, and stretch, and go inside to see my family.